Good evening, I'm Mr. Michael and you're watching Kini News, the show that brings you today's biggest stories. Pakatan Harapan without Dr. Mahathir Anwar Ibrahim has decided Anwar Ibrahim should be the coalition's Prime Minister candidate. Now all he has to do is convince more MPs to support him. PKR President Anwar Ibrahim remains Pakatan Harapan's choice for its Prime Ministerial candidate. This comes after the opposition coalition's Presidential Council decided to commit to its earlier choice of Anwar. The council also said that Anwar now has a full mandate for the coalition to continue discussions with all parties, including Warisan President Shafi Abdal, to return the people's mandate to Harapan.
Statement dah isu. Boleh Dato' Seri jelaskan sikit tak mengenai mandat yang diberikan pada Dato' Seri untuk berbincang dengan semua pihak, masuk Dato' Seri Shafi itu? Apa maksud mandat Dato' Seri?
Mandat maknanya dia bagi ruang untuk saya bincang.
Bincang maksudnya termasuk membicarakan siapa yang ada support tu je lah?
Kenyataan itu jelas.
Dato' Seri, adakah Dato' Seri sudi berikan laluan seandainya...
Kenyataan itu jelas. Terima kasih banyak.
The coalition also decided that states that are under the Harapan administration will not dissolve their state assemblies in the event a snap election is called. According to a statement, the Presidential Council decided that the federal and state governments should focus on helping the people return to normality following the COVID-19 pandemic and should not be distracted by elections. The statement, signed by chiefs of all three parties of Harapan, was released after the council concluded its meeting today. A documentary by Al Jazeera appears to have angered many Malaysians, and even government ministers have now spoken against it. Al Jazeera's 101 East documentary episode called Locked Up in Malaysia's Lockdown has caught the attention of the Malaysian government, but not in a good way. Senior Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob slammed the news organisation for being unethical in producing what he described as a deceptive documentary of the government's handling of undocumented migrants during the COVID-19 outbreak.
Menuduh tindakan kita bersifat perkauman ataupun resis juga tidak benar. Ya, apa yang dilakukan adalah berdasarkan undang-undang. Pihak immigration menggunakan akta immigration untuk menahan mereka yang tidak mempunyai dokumen yang sah di dalam negara kita ataupun yang langsung tidak mempunyai dokumen.
The minister also issued a challenge to the news organisation.
Kita boleh tanya Al Jazeera ni, berikan kita nama mana-mana negara di dalam dunia ini yang membenarkan warga asing yang tidak mempunyai dokumen perjalanan ataupun yang mempunyai dokumen yang tidak sah boleh bebas di negara mereka. Saya cabar Al Jazeera tunjukkan negara mana yang memberikan kebebasan mutlak kepada yang tidak warga asing yang tidak berdokumen. Tidak ada. Jawapannya setahu saya tidak ada. Tetapi mungkin Al Jazeera mempunyai senarai negara tersebut, silakan. Kerana setiap negara mempunyai akta immigration yang hampir sama, iaitu setiap warga asing yang masuk ke dalam negara kita, mesti negara mana-mana sekali, mesti mempunyai dokumen perjalanan yang sah.
As of 4 p.m. on Monday, the video has been downvoted over 180,000 times on YouTube, with comments being disabled. This came after several social media campaigns were launched by notable Malaysian Facebook pages against the documentary. The 25-minute documentary called The Immigration Raids Military Style and highlighted the cramped conditions under which the migrants were housed. It even questioned if the detention policies were racist. The episode included interviews with both documented and undocumented migrants, NGOs, civil society organizations, and trade associations. Al Jazeera said they reached out to Ismail himself, Home Minister Hamzah Zainuddin, and their deputies for comments, but these requests were not entertained. Ismail Sabri also rubbished the allegation that children were handcuffed when they were brought to the detention centre.
Ini juga satu pembohongan yang secara terbuka. Saya percaya pemerintah ini tidak mempunyai etika langsung di dalam melaporkan apa yang seperti yang dilaporkan di dalam rencana itu. Kanak-kanak tidak digari. Saya nak tegaskan. Malah kanak-kanak ini diasingkan bersama ibu bapa mereka di tempat-tempat khas di pusat depo tahanan tersebut. Tidak dicampurkan bercampur dengan tahanan-tahanan yang lain. Mereka ditempatkan tempat yang khusus kerana mereka merupakan kanak-kanak dan tidak diasingkan dengan ibu bapa mereka.
At another function today, Home Minister Hamzah Zaruddin said he is not fazed by the allegations made by a foreign media organisation, as his primary concern is the well-being of Malaysians.
Yang penting kepada saya adalah rakyat Malaysia. Kerajaan ini lebih memihak kepada kehendak rakyat. Rakyat nak melihat supaya semua orang yang duduk dalam negara ini mengikut undang-undang yang ada dalam negara. Kalau mereka mahu bekerja di sini, biarlah mereka mempunyai permit dan juga dokumen yang sah. Bukan kita tak mahu mereka bekerja dengan kita. Kita nak membangunkan negara ini, kita perlukan pekerja-pekerja yang terutamanya yang nak melakukan kerja-kerja berat. Sudah tentu kita perlukan juga pekerja-pekerja daripada warga asing. Tapi yang penting kepada kita, biarlah mereka itu mengikut undang-undang.
Malaysia continues to report single-digit new cases and the remaining active COVID-19 cases are at double digits.
Malaysia recorded 5 new COVID-19 cases today, with 3 of those being imported cases. Health Director General Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah said that the imported cases involved 2 Malaysians and a permanent resident who were infected abroad. As for the 2 local transmissions, he said one is a restaurant worker in Kuala Lumpur and the other is a Malaysian related to an existing COVID-19 patient, case 8649 in Selangor. Meanwhile, the country continued to record further recoveries with 11 COVID-19 patients being discharged on Monday. This means that only 71 COVID-19 patients are still being treated at healthcare facilities in the country. The death toll remains at 121, with no new fatalities reported today.
Who would you ask about the possibility of snap elections? It appears that it wouldn't be our Home Minister because he's got bigger priorities. Home Affairs Minister Hamzah Zaruddin may be in charge of a very important portfolio in the Pakatan National Government, but he is in the dark on whether snap polls will be called by Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin.
I don't know, because I'm not a senior minister. Probably that is among senior ministers and the Prime Minister. For me, I'm just Menteri Kementerian Dalam Negeri yang biasa, yang hanya menjaga rakyat dan juga menjaga security keselamatan negara. Pada saya, sama ada ianya election diadakan dalam masa terdekat atau masa yang panjang, itu tidak menjadi agenda utama saya.
Hamzah said his main agenda is to build the people's confidence in the leadership of Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin and the Pakatan National Government. Hamzah said this when asked to respond to International Trade and Industries Minister Azmin Ali's statement yesterday. Azmin said the Pakatan National Government had fulfilled the criteria needed to hold snap polls after successfully handling crises in public health, politics and the economy. A general election can be held this year or next year, Azmin added, during a dinner event in Johor Bahru on Sunday. However, Hamzah, who is also Bersatu Secretary General, stressed that he does not have any knowledge about this snap poll. Bersih Chairperson Thomas Fund will be quizzed by the cops tomorrow for a rally that took place in February.
Bersih Chairperson Thomas Fund will be quizzed tomorrow over the NGOs' call for the public to attend a protest called at Dataran Merdeka on the 29th of February. In a statement today, the Coalition for Clean and Fair Elections Bersih 2.0 said that Fund is being investigated under Section 9, Subsection 5 of the Peaceful Assembly Act 2012. They said that the investigation is in relation to a posting on their official Facebook page on the 29th of February 2020, urging citizens who are unhappy with the betrayal of the people's mandate brought about by the Sheraton move to attend a protest called, quote, Turun ke Jalan Demokrasi Mati at Dataran Merdeka that night. Bersih also reminded the Pakatan National Government that the right to peaceful assembly, as well as the right to free speech, expression and association is enshrined under Article 10 of the Federal Constitution, and that their call for people to join peaceful protests was well before the movement control order was implemented. They said that they regretted that under the new PN government, the era of political intimidation and silencing of dissent that was common under the Barisan Nasional seems to have returned in full force. They highlighted that apart from FAN, in recent weeks others have been similarly called in for questioning, and called on all Malaysians to stand in solidarity with all those who are being intimidated and to defend fundamental liberties that are guaranteed by the Federal Constitution.
Coming up next, will the West Wing in the White House turn into the Kanye West Wing in November? American rapper Kanye West announced on Saturday that he would run for president in 2020 and appears to have the backing of Elon Musk. American rapper Kanye West, once known to be a staunch supporter of US President Donald Trump, has announced that he would run for president in 2020 in an apparent challenge to Trump and his presumptive Democratic rival, former US Vice President Joe Biden. On Saturday, Kanye wrote on Twitter, quote, "We must now realize the promise of America by trusting God, unifying our vision and building our future. I am running for president of the United States." It was not immediately clear if Kanye was serious about vying for the presidency 4 months before the November 3rd election, or if he had filed any official paperwork to appear on state election ballots. Without a party helping him to get on the ballot, another option would be to try to appear as an independent candidate. The deadline to add independent candidates to the ballot has not yet passed in many states. Kanye and his equally famous wife Kim Kardashian West have visited Trump in the White House. At one meeting in October 2018, Kanye delivered a rambling, profanity-laden speech in which he discussed alternative universes and his diagnosis of bipolar disorder, which he said was actually sleep deprivation. Elon Musk, the chief executive of electric car maker Tesla, endorsed Kanye's Twitter post by saying, quote, "You have my full support." Even with a serious campaign, Kanye would be unlikely to draw more than a few percentage points of the vote, peeling away similar numbers of votes from Trump and Biden, said Larry Sabato, director of the University of Virginia's Center for Politics. Rising COVID-19 infections in the US cast a dark shadow over 4th of July celebrations over the weekend. Rising coronavirus cases in 39 US states cast a shadow over the nation's 4th of July celebrations as health experts worry that the holiday parties to commemorate Independence Day will cause further spike in infections that could overwhelm hospitals. In the first 4 days of July alone, 15 states have reported record increases in new COVID-19 cases, which have infected nearly 3 million Americans and killed 130,000, according to a Reuters tally. In Florida, cases have risen by over 10,000 for 3 out of the last 4 days, forcing hotspots like Miami to close down their beaches for the holiday weekend. Many towns and cities across the country have also cancelled annual fireworks displays to avoid large crowd gatherings. Authorities urged Americans to avoid large crowds, practice social distancing, and wear face coverings while out in public. However, not everyone has heeded those warnings. Mixed messaging from the government has been a major factor in people not following coronavirus mitigation recommendations. During an Independence Day speech at the White House on Saturday, US President Donald Trump claimed without evidence that 99% of coronavirus cases in the United States were totally harmless.
But now we have tested almost 40 million people. By so doing, we show cases, 99% of which are totally harmless, results that no other country can show because no other country is testing that we have.
Trump has refused to wear a mask in public and has been reluctant to encourage Americans to do so, saying it was a personal choice. A 4th of July celebration he attended at Mount Rushmore in South Dakota was mask optional and had no social distancing. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news updates. We'll be back with more tomorrow, same time, same place. I'm Prasad Michael. Thank you for watching.